Hello, welcome to today's lesson, Ethos. Ethos are arguments from character. What is character? Character is who you are. And ethos ultimately addresses the question, how does who you are influence what you're saying and how others should respond? So ethos is, how credible, how trustworthy are you, and why should others believe what you're saying? There are two ways to define ethos: contextual or situated ethos, textual and invented ethos. So when you're thinking about contextual or situated ethos, what you should be asking yourself is, what did I know about this reader before coming across their text? Think about Kanye West, for example. His latest album is probably something that you were like, oh, I don't want to listen to this. Kanye West, we know him as this kind of person, and therefore I don't want to listen to his music. That is the effect that situated ethos has on a piece of work. If somebody knows what you've done before and they trust you, they'll be more apt to listen to what you have to say now, and vice versa. Thinking about textual invented ethos, let's go back to Kanye West here. Say somehow you manage to then listen to his new album, and you're like, wow, that sounded way better than I expected. That's the invented ethos right there. Ethos or credibility or character that was invented due to what was just listened to, due to the effective expression of the text. So the question you're asking yourself with textual or invented ethos is, what kind of reputation has this richest text created for them? Ultimately, character is created or invented. Even what you already know about the author was created at one point or the other. So keep that in mind. There are three elements of ethos: credibility, authority, and selfish and clear motives. Arguments based on ethos ultimately depends on trust. What does he or she know? How credible are they? Are they the authority on this issue? Who are they? Why should we believe what they're saying? And are their motives selfish, or are they unselfish? Or are they clear or obscured? Think about this, for example. If a doctor says something about your health, you're more likely to believe them because they're trustworthy and credible and because they have authority about the issue. Thinking about unselfish and clear motives, say somebody came to speak to you about Pepsi and they're wearing a Coca-Cola shirt and they say Pepsi sucks. It's clear their motive is a selfish one, right? They're trying to promote Coca-Cola and impugning the character of Pepsi. So think about that as you think about ethos. Ethos, logos, and pathos, they're the pistes. They're all connected in some way or the other. Therefore, logos adds to ethos, pathos adds to ethos. How does logos add to ethos? When you use reasonable ideas and sources, people are more apt to believe you. In terms of pathos, humor and other emotions can increase identification. Identification is getting the audience to value the same thing you value. So if you can use an emotion to inspire those values in the audience that you have, it can increase your credibility with them. Using the term ethos, you can use it as a noun, adjective, or adverb. As a noun, you can say, a rhetor has situated ethos with a particular audience. As an adjective, you might say, a rhetor's ethical appeal, blah, blah, blah. As an adverb, you might say, a rhetor presents herself ethically. Now, ethos is not something that stands alone. Sometimes, rhetorical distance adds to ethos. What is rhetorical distance? Rhetorical distance is just as it says. What moves am I making to create distance between myself and my audience? We also have rhetorical intimacy, a subset of rhetorical distance. It's the same as well. What moves am I making to create intimacy with my audience? Now, one of the ways in which you can create intimacy is by using more attitudinal and less objective language. So for example, using layman's language that people consider to be abbreviated, emoji type languages, except audio, of course. And then you can also build rhetorical distance by using more formal language, such as more facts or more high-level languages. An example of how to use this term might be, this text creates intimacy which allows the reader to be successful because blah, blah, blah. Or this text creates distance which allows the reader to blah, blah, blah. Tools for creating intimacy You can create intimacy by using first and second person pronouns, like I, we, and us, you. More attitude, like I said earlier, and less objective language. Informal word choices. However, you should be careful about using we or you because you can alienate some of your readers if the language puts them in a situation they don't identify with. So if you're referring to a group of men and you're a woman, you might not want to use we because then they might not understand what you're saying depending on what your topic is. So be careful. Tools for creating more distance. Third person language and pronouns create more distance. Passive voice, less attitude, and more objective language, formal word choices also create distance. I'd like to thank Michael Farris and the textbook Introduction to College Rhetoric and Inquiry, as they provided much of the information discussed here. Thank you for watching.